Greetings, Royal Family. All right, these Miami loving hip hoppers are back. Okay, thanks for clicking on the video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning Royal Family member, you already know how this thing goes. So the episode opens up with Miami Tip and the Ratchet Rangers. Don't you just love them? It's only two of them, Chameleon and Suki Hana. They're at a radio station and they're doing promotion for their music, their upcoming music, and their BAPS tour. So again, Hood Brat was not there, but they held it down. I think it was a cute interview, radio interview for a radio station in Miami. So Suki brings up, interestingly, colorism, and she just talked about her being a more ebony complected female in the music industry. She notices that she gets treated differently than women who have lighter shades than her. She just talked about her personal experiences, and we saw a semi-serious side. She still managed to crack a couple jokes or whatever and be herself. But I could appreciate that. They bring up the issue of colorism. So I was here for it. I appreciate them taking a mature approach to this particular topic. Like I said, they cracked their little jokes. They were themselves. But they talked about mainly what they have endured being so young and being in the music industry. Chameleon, she revealed that, I forgot what question it was that the radio host asked her, but she revealed that her great-grandmother was the first woman to be electrocuted in the state of Georgia. I think she said she was the first and the last. So I think the line of questioning was something along the lines of strength, like where do you draw your strength from and how do you say strong? So I thought that was good for the ladies. Good job, Suki and Chameleon. So we move on to Miss Amara. So Amara is trying to work on music in the living room. She's looking all sad. You know, she misses MJ. Honey, Mama La Negra came busting through. That woman she reminds me of some of the women in my family. I'm telling you. Anyway, Mama is not having it with that dog. You remember that dog that MJ bought for Amara, that Amara probably paid for? She is not having it. Mama said, caca, caca, caca. She is mad because the dog is relieving himself all over the house, and she is sick and tired of it. Now, mind you, while she's going off and yelling, the dog is so small. She's holding the dog in her hand as she's yelling at Amara. Amara's like, why are you yelling? And then they sit down, they talk, and her mother is concerned about her because of her being so sad. So, Mara's just like, I miss him. She feels bad. She said that she might have broken up with MJ too fast. She should have sat down and had a conversation with him instead of just breaking things off. Mama said, nope, the faster the better. But she said it in Espanol. She said, and even her mother said this, which I agree with. Amara, you know that MJ was eventually going to hold you back. You know this. Like, her mother said, you felt this in your heart for a long time. And she probably has complained to her mother about this. But I get it, girl. Maybe it's the first night you had to sleep without your man in the bed. And it hurts a little bit, but you will be just fine. Now, if you want to go back to that, be prepared. And we don't want to hear you complaining about Scam J. All right? If you're going to take him back, then let that man be a freeloader off of you in peace. Don't complain. So we move on to Uncle Trick. So we see Joy. They're all supposed to be planning this trip to the Bahamas. And Joy's like, okay, well, I haven't heard from Trick. He ain't text me back. Let me show up at his house. She shows up. And the cameras try to follow Joy into the house. And Trick is not having it. Y'all done ticked off Trick Daddy. And y'all done made this man quit the show. Or so he says. She shows up. Cameras come in. He's like, what they doing? What they doing here? Nah. He is cursing everybody out. You got to get out of here. No. Lauren, whatever the producer's name is. And then you still see like one camera guy trying to come in. He's like, y'all think I'm playing. They were not taking him seriously. He's like, if y'all don't get out of here, I'm going to end up going to jail. Nah, that's messed up. He's ticked off because production showed his mugshot on the show. So he wasn't feeling that. He said, y'all painting me out to be a common criminal or a criminal. And I guess he feels betrayed. Then we see Joy. She goes over to Trina's house after all of that melee where Bobby Lights and Trina are sitting down talking in preparation for the Bahamas trip. And Joy tells them exactly what happened. Did y'all see Bobby Lights trying to stop production like he got pulled? Now, I have to say Bobby Lights is really growing on me. He's much more enjoyable this season. And I did like him in this episode as well. So anyway, so Joy, she tells them about what, Trick going off. And Trina is in agreement with Trick. Trina said that's exactly why on the show she doesn't talk about it and she does not want to talk about it. And in her confessional, she says, y'all ain't have no business showing his picture like that. And mind you, she's in her confessional, so she's talking directly to the camera as well as production. I like that she stood in solidarity with her brother. I'm here for it. Now, they made him quit the show. It was being reported that he quit the show. I don't know how true that is. I hope not. Trick told y'all, he asked y'all, leave it alone. He don't want to talk about it. Then y'all aired his mugshot. But then again, Trick, you are a part of a reality show. And they were not the only media sources that showed your picture. But that's how he feels. So let me ask you this question. Do you think that Trick overreacted or was Love and Hip Hop's production out of line? Answer in the comments. Thanks in advance. So we move on to Hood Brat. So Hood Brat, as usual, is working. So she is in the studio spitting hot fire in the booth. And she reveals to us that she found out that her dangling earring wearing boyfriend, Kenny, is married to the mother of his children. She thought that it was just his baby mama and they were communicating. She said she went through his phone and she discovered that Kenny dangling earrings is married. Yeah, notice he had on a hoop earring in the scene when she confronted him. So he changed that little dingle dangle. I said to myself, oh, Hood Rat, no. We move on to Amara, more drama. So she meets up with JoJo and she's meeting up with Shay for this pre-planned spa day. And I'm just like, ugh, why does Shay have to be there? She really burns my biscuits. So Shay's logic, right, is such gutter trash. She is really confronting Amara about a relationship that she has no input on. Like, just, it's so what? Scam J is your brother. We know Scam and Likely. We know that you guys are a dynamic duo. But why are you didn't even ask Amara how she was doing. Stay out of it, Bucky. Shay actually confirmed what I had already suspected. And that is that she might be benefiting from Scam J being with Amara. You know what I'm saying? Because I call them Scam Likely, the brother and sister duo. But she is really going in talking about Amara is shallow. And how could you let a woman from 10 years ago come into the picture and dictate your relationship? Why didn't Mona give Bucky a love interest this season? She needs something to do. She has nothing to do. You are always in somebody's business. You're jumping in somebody's fight. You're in somebody's friendship. You're in somebody's relationship. Won't you go find some business of your own, girl? For real. Mona, really? Give her a man or a love interest of some sort. Any man. A piece of a man. Somebody else's man. Something. I'm tired of her. And the spa day, right? This is another thing I thought about. I'm pretty sure Amara and JoJo, if not Amara 100%, paid for that spa day. Shay, just shut up. She gets on my nerves. Anyway, so Amara, she goes into telenovela mode. And she leans in and she says, Shay, I think it's time for me to have a break from you too. And I was clapping. I was like, yes, yes, yes. So Shay gets up and she's mouthing, whatever. She's just squawking, just a whole bunch of squawking, and she ends up leaving. How dumb is this girl? Like, you don't have no dog in this fight, whatever that means. I just wanted to say it. Ugh. So after that, her and JoJo were talking, and then Scam J walks in with flowers. So JoJo, she excuses herself, and then it's cue the soap opera music again. So Scam J, he spits his lines. You know, he musters up some tears And he's basically saying that he is going to fight for Amara's love. And this love is real. So he was doing a little yang yang, and he says that, like I said, he loves her and space is not going to do anything. And I'm just watching intently, and I noticed that Amara did not take the bait. When she reached to touch his hand when he was conjuring up those fake tears, I was just like, but she didn't take the bait. She says that she just needs some time. Good for you, Amara. Good for you. Take all the time you need. Oh, God. I was so glad that she didn't take the bait. Anyway, we move on to Hood Brat. So she confronts her boyfriend. Apparently, he is living with Hood Brat because they've been dating for some time. And he is also trying to reconcile with his wife as per these text messages that Hood Brat saw. So his whole thing is his marital status is irrelevant. Okay, kid. All right. Maybe to some women it's not. But Hood Brat is not here for it. She says, you're not going to string me along. We are not doing this. She says that I am too fly for this ish. And I said, I know that's right, girl. You need to go around there and talk to Amara. And then he didn't really have anything to say. He just says, like, why is that important? What difference does it make? If it doesn't make a big difference, then why are you keeping it from her? Do we have to go down this road? It's just like the same scenario with some of these men. Yeah, I am married, but it don't mean nothing. If it didn't mean anything, then why would you keep it from her? Like, I like Hood Brat's approach to this because sometimes when there's nothing to talk about, there's just nothing to talk about. Like, I saw it in your phone. It is what it is. You're not giving me a good explanation. You're not even giving me an explanation at all. I'm too fly for this. I'm out. So again, he didn't have anything to say. She was like, good day, goodbye. She said that she is over it. As she was leaving, she said that her head was itching. Oh my gosh, I love these Ratchet Rangers. She said that her head was itching and she was ready to be out. Oh gosh, what a way to keep it real. And she's like, I'm too fly. When she said, I felt that. When she said, I'm too fly for this ish, I felt that. Anyway, moving along. Now, if you notice, I purposely did not talk about Trina because it was just too darn emotional, okay? But in the last scene, when Uncle Trick showed up, I almost shed a tear because he was so ticked off. He was supposed to come on this trip with Trina, Joy, Bobby Lights, and he said that he wasn't going. So, they all traveled, all three of them traveled together, and they landed safely, obviously, in the Bahamas. And, I thought, like, dang, I can understand. Trina can understand. She wanted Trick to be there. But in the last scene, when Trick was like, you're outside, I started to get so emotional. And I was so happy to see that I know I'm so corny. I was so happy to see, honestly, that he did decide to go and support Trina with his ghetto self. I love Uncle Trick. Now, I will say this. It is good to see that Trina has good people around her. Bobby Lights, and despite all the drama, Bobby Lights was cooking. You saw that spread that he made for them? Honey, when he was drizzling that, he was pouring that Patron Silver in that orange juice. I was like, yes, Bobby, that is my alcoholic beverage of choice. Anyway, so I thought that was really nice. He's very supportive. He was with her other side of the family. I like that she has good, strong people around her. I'm happy that Trick decided to show up. And they're really there for her. Joy is always by her side. Bobby Lights genuinely cares for Trina, despite all the drama that happened in earlier seasons. So I just feel like sometimes something as small as just showing up and being present for a person, not all the pomp and circumstance, but just being present and supportive for a person can really go a long way. Because when she was sitting at that table with her family from the Bahamas and they were talking about her mother and her stepfather, who she acknowledges as her father, you could see that, she was so, it was a lot of love, but you could tell it was very difficult for her. So that's why I kind of skipped over the stuff with Trina. But I'm glad that she got good people around her showing her love and showing support. So that's where the episode ends. Next week, we will see Joy again trying to give Trick Daddy a pep talk. What else is going to happen? I don't know. That's all I paid attention to. Now, did you guys catch the preview for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which will be coming back next week? Looks like they're going to be getting into some serious things. I'm glad that Mama D is back. So, Royal Family, this concludes this review for Love and Hip Hop 305. If you enjoyed the commentary, please hit the like button on your way out. Thumbs up the video. If you enjoyed the commentary, also check out the other content on the channel. I'm sure you can find something that you'll like. And drop down in the comments before you walk out the door. Please keep comments respectful. Thank you. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think Amara is going to get back with Scam J? What do you think? And also, do you think Trick was overreacting, or do you think that Love and Hip Hop was wrong or out of line for putting his mugshot on the show or leaking his mugshot to whomever, right? So I'm signing off, Royal Family. Hopefully your notifications are on because I will be back soon. Until next time, peace.